Let me just rearrange my stuff so I know where everything is. That would be a lot better. Yeah. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I really want to do, well, I am doing it, but I'm going to kind of show you how to do a smoky eye and give you all my tips and tricks. So yeah, I want to dedicate this video to my sister because she has been asking me for the longest time to like show her all my tips and tricks and like kind of get her started on makeup. Like, she does makeup, but she doesn't know like a lot about it. So this goes out to you, sissy. I love you. I hope you enjoy this video. So yeah, let's just keep on watching. Okay, so for today, we're going to be using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. Sorry, mine is very dirty. This is the original packaging, so it gets dirty really easy. This is what the palette looks like. I was paranoid and I wrote all the names on it, so that way I would know and I didn't have to look it up. And then we're also going to be using two from her Vault collection. This one is the Armed and Gorgeous palette. We're probably going to be using a few of these oranges and the yellow shade, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. And then also the Ring the Alarm palette. This one is a red color and it's very pretty, so I will insert pictures and clips and stuff, the brushes I use, and what colors I'm going in with. And I will also, I also have my big pot of eye brushes right here, so I will also be telling y'all, as well as inserting little clips of like a close-up of the brush so you can see kind of like what brush I'm using and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So first we are going to be going in with the, maybe I should get my color switch too, because my brushes are kind of dirty and I need to clean them like bad. It's been a while since I've cleaned my brushes. So first we're going to be going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH34 brush. I really like this brush to use for my transition shade. I always like to keep this brush handy to go back and blend in on each step. It's really important to always blend. That way you can get a more seamless, like very blended and pretty eye look. So first I'm going to be going in with the color Silk Cream, and we are just going to be applying this to the transition area, which is right about where your crease is. And I'm just going to be going back and forth and blending this out, also using circular motions. Okay, so first I'm going to be going in with the color Silk Cream on the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH34. I'm just going to be, I already have a little bit on because I'm dumb. I'm just going to be applying this, in the transition area, which is kind of this shade right in between your lid and your brow bone. I like to start out with the lightest shades and just kind of blend everything together, and putting this shade or any shade that's close to your, it's very similar to your skin tone, will help everything blend will help everything blend just a little bit better later on. Blend. You always want to make sure you're blending. Clean the little brush off. Yeah, I need to clean this off too because it's kind of dirty because I've been using it for a while. So next I'm going to be going in with the Morphe M433, and I'm going to be taking the shade Butter. This color is darker than the last, and I'm just going to be kind of, I'm not this still. I am going to be adding this right here, kind of in the outer corner. First in patting motions and then just kind of blending it up. And just blending it a little bit onto the outer crease. And then, like I said before, I like to always keep this brush, this first brush that we went in with the first transition shade handy. That way I can just kind of go in after each it's nice and seamless and there are no harsh lines anywhere. Okay, I'm going to be going in with a, this is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH10. It's just a very short, a little bit angled brush, and I'm going to be dipping in with a little bit of my Fenty powder. Actually, we'll use a different one that's translucent. This is the Nabla Close Up Baking and Setting Powder. And since I'm going to be going in with a darker, sounded funny whenever I said that, a darker shade next, just so, since I already have my base done, and I can kind of create the effect I want on the side, I'm going to be going in with this shade, and I'm going to be stamping it just right here. And I do have my base already done, but whenever we wipe this powder away later, it will give us the effect we want for the kind of shape we want for our eyeshadow, and it will catch any fallout, and then we can always go back and kind of touch up our highlighter and whatever else this powder kind of gets on. We can also bring this underneath the eye a little bit for later on, and I'm not putting it all the way up next to my my lower lash line. That way some of the shadow will fall down a little bit, and later on when we go in under the this always stresses me out because I want the line to be perfect, and then I always just keep going back in and going back in, and I feel like sometimes I kind of mess up the line. Okay, so I don't remember what I was saying, but I'm going to take a little bit of this on my damp Morphe sponge. This is my red one. I have the Jeffree Star one too, but we're just going to bring this kind of underneath the eye to catch any of the fallout. Next, we're going to be going in with the M441. This is kind of a pointed blender brush, and I'm going to be going in with the shade, I'm going to mix Pooter and Pukey from her original palette. And I'm kind of going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring this right in here to the outer corner and just kind of blend it up a little bit and kind of into the inner crease a little bit once I get most of my product off of my brush. Just kind of deepen things up just a little bit. Then everything looks pretty blended so far, but just in case, I'm going to go back in with this brush with no additional product on it from the beginning and just blend this out a little bit. We will go in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH35. I really like this brush because it's a little bit flatter on the edges, but it's still it's a little bit poofy at the end, so it's still good for blending out. So I'm going to go in with the shade Mugshot from the Ring the Alarm palette, just a tiny bit of that, and we're actually going to mix the shade Buns from her original palette with it, and we're just going to kind of start to stamp this on the outer corner. And as you can see so far, it's just kind of soft and like fades out into nothing from here to out here. And then, like I said before, going with the same brush as earlier, just kind of blend over this transition area earlier. And everything's blending together pretty good so far, not having any issues. Like I said, adding the first transition shade really helps the darker shades later on to blend into it better. It's just this. This is the JH33. It's kind of similar to the other brush. Okay, so we're going in with a little bit of the shade Mocha from her original palette and a little bit of the shade Framed from her Ring the Alarm palette. And we're kind of doing the same thing, just focusing this on the outer corner really. And the first mocha is a really pretty darker brown color. And then framed, we'll add a hint of red in there since it's a purpley color. And then I'm just going to go in with the previous brush we used, the JH35, and just kind of blend right in here. That way I don't get these dark colors on my first brush. Just kind of blend right what we did right before this in with what we just did. A million brushes here, and I'm looking for one that I want, and of course, whenever you're looking for one specific brush, you can never find the one you need. Here it is. I was staring right at it for a while. Okay, so we're going in with the JH37 brush. It is a short, bristled, I don't know why I can't think of my words right now. I always go stupid whenever I turn my camera on, and I don't know why. But whatever, I always get so sidetracked in real life too, just like now. Like, I can talk forever and ever and ever because I get sidetracked so easy and forget my words. So I'm going in with the JH37. This is a short bristled blending brush. There, I finally freaking got it and remembered what the hell I was saying. Okay, so with this brush, I am going to go in to the shade Secret. I'm just kind of focusing this right here in this outer V and just blending it, kind of packing it on first and then just very lightly. And I'm holding the brush at the very back of the brush. So whenever you hold the brushes all the way back here, it'll allow you to go in with a lighter hand, and whenever you hold them way up here at towards the bristles of the brush, you're going to get you'll have more pressure whenever you hold it at the front, and that will kind of put more product on all at once, and like in the end you'll just have like a mess basically. So if you hold the brush more towards the back, it'll allow you to have less pressure whenever you're blending and applying your shadows, so that you can blend everything a little bit easier. And I'm just going in with a tad bit at a time. You never want to, no matter what eyeshadow or what product you're using, you never want to go in with too much at one time. It's easier to get your desired look with more of a with less product and just kind of build it up. It's a lot easier to do it that way rather than going in with a lot of product at once and at the beginning, because then you can mess things up and make things muddy per se and not look very blended out if you use a lot of product in the beginning. But I think what I'm gonna do is go into her original palette, and I think I'll take my first brush that I used for the transition and take a little bit of the color Creamsicle on that brush and just kind of use that to blend this out a little bit, to add a little bit of a yellowy orange tone into this, because I kind of like how that looks. This is what it's looking like so far. Right now I am going to go ahead and cut my crease. So for this, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe E37 brush. This is a very, very tiny kind of pencil brush. This really reminds me of a paintbrush actually. And I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. My battery is low. I will be right back. And we're back. Had to charge my battery a little bit, so I just went ahead and cut my crease on my other eye. And next, we are going to go in with this is the JH41. This is just a flat synthetic brush. These are really good for packing on shimmers on the lid. And I'm just gonna go in. I don't even know why I keep the lids on these because I always take them off and then end up putting them back on. So I'm going to dip into the shade On Camera from the Ring the Alarm palette and spritz it a little bit with my all-nighter setting spray. That will just help it go on even more pigmented, and it will make it pop a lot better. I'm just gonna go in and put this all over where we applied that concealer to start with. It's okay if there's still a little bit concealer showing on the outer edge. We're gonna, blend that darker color into it, and I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit darker color of shimmer here in a minute. But first we're gonna go in with one of the brushes we were using earlier, the JH33, and I think I'm going to pick up a little bit of Chip and a little bit of Framed. And I'm just going to start patting this on the outer corner and a little bit over the edge of the color On Camera just to blend it together. So there's no harsh lines, and that way it's very seamless. Go back in with a little bit of Boom and Firework for the other eye. Look at me making a mess, dropping everything everywhere. Typical me. Just kind of do the same thing on the other eye. The shade Chip, just kind of blending this a little bit with that shade we just applied. I'm so freaking like OCD and picky when it comes to my makeup, so I can literally like spend 2 hours just on my eyes, like blending eyeshadow like a crazy person. But I feel like if I notice even the smallest things, that somebody else is gonna notice it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to fix it right now. That's why I haven't been doing winged eyeliner a lot lately for that reason, because it just, I'm crazy about it and I noticed the little tiniest thing and I have to fix it. And then half the time, whenever I'm trying to fix something tiny that you couldn't even notice from a distance, I mess it up and then end up having to fix eyeliner again, and then in the end it probably ends up worse than it is, and half the time I end up having to take all my makeup off and doing it over again. Okay, so just make sure everything's blended very well. Normally whenever I'm about this point in my eyeshadow where I feel like I'm done, I just like to go in with a very creamy color or whatever I used in the beginning in the transition. And I just kind of like to go right back over the edges on everything. Okay, so I just put all my brushes away that I was using like an idiot. I'm going to forget later on which ones I'm using, and I think it'll be good to have them out so I know for later. Okay, so now time for some highlight on the brow bone. Brow bone highlight. You know what? I use one of these. I have these really tiny Morphe M152 this brush compared to my hand is very dirty, I'm sorry, but look at how tiny this brush is. It's so small, but I love it because it's perfect for doing a brown bone highlight. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of the first two shades in the palette in light and beam, and I am just going to go in right under here, blend this out underneath the brow bone. Just for a nice pop of highlight. Y'all need that in our life. Yes, I live. I live. I really like going in with the gel liner on the waterline because I feel like it lasts a lot longer than just a pencil does. Okay, while I was quickly letting my battery charge them, I went ahead and I added some gold detail. Just, I don't know why I'm using this, just right in here with the Urban Decay liner, and we will go ahead and dust away all this powder since it's been there for forever. And we will get started on the lower lash line. Okay, so my favorite way to do the lower lash line is to go in with a small brush like this first, kind of pack the color along the bottom. Yeah, pack the color along the bottom and then go in and blend it out. So I'm going to take the color Secret and Framed from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Bring the Alarm palette, and I'm just going to smudge this right probably halfway in on the lower lash line. I am going to go in with a little pencil brush with some lighter shades and just blend this out further. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe Y22 and go in with the shade Mugshot and Rush and just blend this out. All the way across from the inner to outer corner and kind of connecting it. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of a fatter pencil brush. This is the JH38. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of Silk Cream and Creamsicle from her original palette and just blend that out on the lower lash line a little bit further and kind of bring it down lower and still kind of connecting it with what we have going on the outer corner from above. This is just a tiny pencil brush from Morphe. It doesn't have a number, but it's from a collection that I have, and just to bring that darkness back in on the outer corner, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of Secret and Framed and just blend this right up next to that outer corner and lash line as close to the lashes as I can, just on the outer fourth right there. I love wearing lashes like this. Like, for the longest time I was scared to wear big lashes, and then I kind of figured out what kind of worked best with my eyes, and so I love these so much. Now, something that I cannot forget, go back in with that Morphe M152 brush that we used from before for the brow bone highlight, and we will add inner corner highlight because, you know, that is very important. And we're just going in with the same two shades in light and beam, putting it right there on the inner corner. I'm actually going to do something a little bit different, and I'm going to go in with this black liner that I was using before, and I haven't put black liner on my waterline, on the bottom waterline, in a long time. Okay, so I look a little bit strange right now because of such a dark bottom waterline without lashes to balance it out. So we'll add some mascara to the bottom lashes, and I'm just going to go in with the same one that I used on the top, and this is the Maybelline X Shayla Colossal Big Shot. The Colossal Big Shot Mascara. Okay, so there are my bottom lashes all done. So pretty. Loving my eyes today. I'm going to go in with the De-Slick Urban Decay setting spray and then the all-nighter. Since I have oily skin, I just like to go in with a little bit of this to help with my oils throughout the day, and then also the all-nighter to keep my makeup set all day long. I actually do want to add a little bit more highlight to my nose. I know, so much highlight. Okay, for my lips, I want to go in with something that I actually don't use very often. No, that's too pinky. Let's see what this one looks like. I'm going to go in with this Bodyography lip liner in the shade Timber that I got from my BoxyCharm last month. Just line the lips with this a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go over the lip line with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Stockholm. This is just a very pretty nude color. For the lip line with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Stockholm. This is just a very pretty nude color. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. I really hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you learned a little bit of something to help your makeup be even better than it already is. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified the next time I upload my next video. I'm really looking forward to growing with y'all and seeing what the future holds with my YouTube channel. And yeah, so I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!